All right, welcome back. We have our guest artist right here in the studio with us live. He's in the person of Francis Chidi Ijoma, who calls himself the king of God's pop, a genre that he originated by himself, saying it's a fusion of street narratives, hustle story, the mentality, also cultural pride and modern global sound. He originated from his profession known as Don GPM. That's a lot. The king of God's pop is what is getting my attention. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So talk about this name, this genre that you've originated for yourself, and the name King of God's pop.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Okay, my name is Chidi. So the Chidi, that is where we get the Chidon. It's a bit, Chi, the dawn. Yeah,
Okay.
So the gospel is God's music made on the street. We will bring hope to the hopeless and bring unity among ourselves. No matter your religion, it doesn't matter, because God is one God. That's one God, and all power belongs to Him. So trying to bring a God music that everybody can be able to relate, whether Muslim or Christian, can just make praising God look beautiful and bring hope to the hopeless.
Right, nice one. So, I mean, you grew up in Nigeria and Ghana?
Yes.
Oh, so what's the experience like?
In Nigeria or in Ghana?
Both.
Okay, I left Nigeria that was a couple of years back. That was 2005. I stayed in Ghana for some time, but living in Ghana, I went overseas and then still came back to Ghana. So it was not easy. It's a street hustle, so it was not easy. But we thank God for the life. I just barely came to Nigeria last year, trying to let people of Nigeria get to know my music and what my music is all about.
Nice.
The music that you talk about, you say is a street hustle. So that means you have the narratives of, describing hustle, talking about your experience in Nigeria, Ghana, and then overseas. So how personal are these stories that you tell?
Yeah, this, sometimes, you cannot be able to explain to people if you're not being hungry before. You cannot tell somebody, cannot feel the vibe when the person is hungry. If you've not been homeless before, you cannot be able to express, So I've been there before, and I know that it's all by the grace of God that we can be able to sit here today and talk about this. And then also want my people all over the world, because, whether you are Muslim, Christian, from Burkina Faso, from South Africa, anywhere, hence you are black, we are one person, we are one people. So I'm trying to make these people understand. Sometimes going through life is just a lesson, make you stronger, you feel me? So as long as you pass through these studies to make you stronger, and you have to put God first. When you put God first, there's many things that can be able to align to your own way when you put God first. Because I remember they say one with God is majority. So when you don't put God first, even when the Spirit of God is trying to explain something to you, you don't understand it. So I choose to be like this, so I can be able to speak to the people on the streets for them to understand, oh, this guy is one of us, let's just listen to him.
So you see, your music is God's pop. It's
Gospel pop. Gospel.
I would assume that maybe kind of from the video I watched, it would sound like, say, Flavor, almost similar, a bit similar to My Life and all of that. But how do you intend, or how have you been able to sort of get more people to listen to this genre of music? Because the sounds are changing every day, and you don't want. Why is that you don't want to be in that category of maybe what I heard that assumed was similar to High Life or something?
Yes. Thank you very much for this question. The same people going to the church, going to mosque, going to all those religious places, they are the same people listening to all those secular musics. You feel me? Talking about Flavor make highlight music. At the same time, he do make some kind of God music sometimes. The same thing I like to Philo. Philo do sing about women, sing about all that kind of thing. Sometimes he do give God the glory. So when I started previously, looking at them, I said, oh, if these guys can be singing about all those kind of things at the same time sing about God, why can't I just make this known to people? Gospel music, 100% God music on the street. Whether you are Muslim or Christian, let me just make this music for everybody who believes in God.
Okay, so when you talk about God's pop, are you saying it's a movement? Because it sounds gospel to me. Like, is this a gospel kind of vibe? Because when you say gospel, whatever you put God in it, it sounds gospel.
Yes. Yeah, GPM stands for 13. The GPM one is gospel music. The second one is God's People Movement. I have got an NGO, a charity organization, and try to support the needy. And now I have another one for the street, Get Plenty Money. So because the street people always want to hear about money and also, so the GPM is for God's People Movement, Gospel Music, Get Plenty Money. It's about it's three things in one place, yeah. Okay. So it's about motivating the people, bringing hope to them, and also praise God. Me, I understand going up on the street, like I said, if you don't have experience, you can, if somebody is saying something we don't have experience, different. I understand that when you praise God, not praying, praise. When you praise God, God always give you your heart desires.
Okay, so what is that one struggle that sort of shaped your journey? Because you can't have gotten to this stage without a struggle.
I beg your pardon?
I said you can't, or I'm sure you've gone through, or you won't have gotten to this stage without something that's shaped your journey, maybe a struggle. What was that struggle that you faced in the course of pushing your music and your brand?
A lot. Growing up as a child, my father was a prophet and my mom was a prophetess. So growing up in the house of God and all those people that make God kind of, do God work. It was not easy for me. My kind of life I choose, I wanted to see myself overseas, be in some kind of places, because when I grew up as a child, I had a couple of friends who their family live overseas. So sometimes they go for traveling. So my family was not able to do that for me. So I started trying to make that thing easy for myself. It was not easy. When I was a kid, I remember when about 2003, I took, there's a way of, they call it stowaway. You take a ship, maybe you can be able to get to maybe Las Palmas, all those. So I went through a lot, I spent about 18 years before I got back to Nigeria last year. So although I have a lot of experience, and then if I say I want to say it, we cannot live here.
You have to make a documentary out of it.
Yes. Like I can remember that when I was on transit going to Finland, I saw a white man, like the same thing you're asking me. I was trying to tell him about my music and stuff. He said if what I'm telling him, if you be able to act it as a movie, I can be able to generate about $100 million.
Okay.
So that's how the
that's the get plenty money part.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so talk about your Chidon GPM, your album. You've released them songs. Yeah, what's next for you? Your tours, your prospect and project.
Okay, right now I've been making a couple of music concerning God, and then other kind of when it comes to Christian kind of stuff. Yeah, because I was born a Christian, so I have a new song coming out called Allah Sariki. So I still want to make a song for the Muslims, for them to understand whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, we are one people. You understand? So religion just came to separate us, but the time we get to put this in our minds, realize that these things are just to separate us. We are just one people. So I'm trying to do it. I know it's not easy, but I believe that, like I said, one with God is majority. So I'm bringing a new song, and then I have a tour coming up, I think in a couple of months. So the album, maybe by the end of the year, I will drop my album. So.
All right, interesting. Are you looking at collaborations?
Yes, a couple of it's not easy. I have a couple of collaborations, but here in Nigeria, I came here because I'm not doing their kind of music. Sometimes they find it difficult to relate with me, and then I don't get it twisted because I think as time goes on, they will understand my kind of music. I want to do a collaboration with my people who are making God music already, like Flavor, Fino, and the KC. All those people are making God music, and at the same time they make all this worldly music.
Nice.
You feel me?
Okay, so I'm actually trying to wrap my head around the God music and then the worldly music you just said. But I hope your music gets to the politicians because they actually need it more. Talking about
yeah.
So
not the one you dine with them, because sometimes
exactly.
some artists love they put in music, but then they also dine with the politicians.
The same. That's what I'm saying. The same people going to church, going to mosque. That's the same people dancing to the secular music. Like if you know like this, imagine father. The politicians are dancing it and they like it.
I hope it gets to them, like it's really gets to them.
It's not so, your music is not socially conscious, is it? You said it's God music. Is it socially conscious?
What do you mean by that?
Socially conscious is music like, say, Fela Kuti's kind of music.
Yes, I have a couple of songs. Since before I came to Nigeria, I recorded about 46 tracks. Wow. And so far I released about, I think 8 of it. So there's more songs to come.
Okay. So one final one for me, like what word do you have for young creatives that must have also, and then they want to be street smart and also want to make it in the music industry? What word do you have for them?
Believe on yourself. Stay away from hard drugs and then be focused. Let's take away this tribalism among ourselves. See somebody from Imo State, somebody from Taraba State, from Kaduna State as one, as your brother. And until we make this thing happen, it will be very difficult for we to, if we don't do it, it will be difficult for you to excel. So by the time you understand that me, like this, I'm your brother, and then you giving me a verse I bring my own kind of style. You bring your style. You can shoot me up, and I can be able to help somebody who is coming up. When you try to be snobbish to somebody like me or somebody who is coming up, when I get there, me too, I'll be snobbish to the people who is coming up. Yeah. So by the time we get to understand this, we bring unity among ourselves, and then we can take us up there.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Chidon GP, sharing your message, your thoughts, your dream, and of course all the things you want to do to give back to society. This is where we wrap up this side of the conversation. It was nice having you on Silverbird today. Where can they stream your music on social media?
My music is everywhere. You can check me out on all the platforms. I have a couple of songs. I want to put it there. My brothers from another mother who are making music, listen to my song. My songs are dope. If you want to make a collaboration with me, let's make a remix. Let's make praising God look beautiful.
Nice. All right. A new genre, new narrative, and cross-border identity. That's what Chidon GP is all about. We'll take a break. Thanks for joining us on the show. Take a break. When we come back, we have more music, more interviews. Don't go anywhere.